Since 1947, BAM Arts Fair has been the annual gathering place for a community and a wonderful way to connect to the world of art, craft, and design. So today I'm here to experience with you the new and 77 years of BAM. We're on our way to BAM Arts Fair or Bellevue Arts Museum Fair और कहा जाता है कि this particular arts fair is actually 77 years old. So we are on our way to watch the arts fair and discover what we find over there. So let's go. As I stepped out of the elevator, I first came out to the Award of Excellence, which was given on this particular arts fair to Brendan Fuller. His specialty is pottery and sculpture studio focusing on atmospheric firing techniques. These are all ceramics. All of these are sculpted from fire itself, and they do not have any glaze on them. So it says these pieces have no glaze on them. They are wood fired and felt on flame for all their colors efforts. These have no glaze. This is like plain pieces. This is so pretty. Next artist is Stephen Bruce, whose painting is on copper, and in some of the TV shows has featured in House of Cards, Law and Order, Criminal Minds, etc. His paintings are all on copper. It's very hard to take your eyes away from one artist to the other. If you are visiting the Arts Museum, it hosts one of the largest award-winning arts and crafts festival in the Northwest. And they are committed to handmade excellence and supporting national designers, artists, and craftspeople. There are over 300 shops and inspiring artists that you can shop from directly. Some of the shops do have their artists present in front of them, so you can talk to them directly and ask them what inspires their art. So this was one of the stops that I did. The next art I'm taking you into is for Edward Mitchell. Edward Mitchell has contemporary art and he breathes life into each painting by incorporating into his palette. He uses raw natural materials such as tar, Canadian gold leaf, silver leaf, crushed diamonds, raspberries, beets, you name it. He transforms those elements of land into works of art. The next 2023 winner is 3D Mixed Media Ingari Guan, whose art is mesmerizing. Let me show you why. Her work is based on 3D visualization of crystal bonding structures. She says this series of work involves generating complex fractal images based on detailed analysis of crystals' chemical structure. You can definitely see why. She is amazing. Her work is very detailed and you can see the work, the art breathes itself. You can also find shops like this inside the art fair. So people are there who transform their art into their work, and they used leather over here in that case. You can see there are beautiful designs that she made through her work of art. And these were just made at home by her, just like any other artist did. So if you're fond of leather and would like to purchase a merchandise, here is your best way to do it from the artist's own hands. The next piece of art just took my breath away and I had to step in to look into the pieces of art that was showcased over here. She is an Oregon-based painter, and let's listen from the words of the painter what inspires her story to create such special and beautiful piece of work. All her pieces of work felt like they are so real to me that I had to step in and listen to her myself. So let's not talk more and listen to her what inspires her the best. You are the painter, I believe so. Nice to meet you. My name is Mona.
Mona, Becca,
Yeah,
nice to meet you.
nice to meet you. This is incredible.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I do own a YouTube channel. Would you be able to tell me more about your painting on the camera?
Sure.
About your painting, like what particularly gives you the idea of making the paintings on the nature, on animals? What inspires you?
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Hi, my name's Becca, and I'm a wildlife painter based in Eugene, Oregon. I paint wildlife and landscapes. I'm inspired by nature. I go out with my camera and take reference photos and then bring those back into the studio and turn them into paintings.
Cool.
And my process is that I start with the back and do back to front and light to dark until I've reached the desired level of detail that I want, and then, yeah.
Awesome. I'll go ahead and show all your paintings to my audience over here, and then I loved that one particularly just because it looks so real. It feels like I can touch them, and that's why I was like, oh, that feels so real. If it feels so real from the painting, I mean, your vision is like I love it.
Thank you so much.
Of
And you said
course.
you're Udo Creative.
And if you would like to see more of her art, you can definitely go ahead and look into Becca Zemetz on Instagram and give her a follow. She is specialized in wildlife and animal artist. Definitely, it is amazing to watch her. Just watch for yourself. We usually take photographs for a memory so that we can look back in time and relish those memories again. What about looking into a photograph and thinking that it is right there in front of your eyes? We are visiting this particular artist, and they are from the Scanlan Gallery, which is a family-owned business. It is said that this particular family's venture started in 1979 when the two people met and fell in love and began photographing together just for fun. In a couple of years, this hobby just became very serious, and here they are in the gallery. Now their daughter is one of their representatives, and she is into the business, and she owns and projects the same kind of passion like the parents did once upon a time. Let's not talk more and see this amazing beauty as far I was seeing, and let me show you how mesmerizing this is. We have seen the Scanlan galleries, we have seen everything. Now we are headed towards the street to view more of the art and jewelry pieces that we can see from here. So let's go ahead and take a walk around the street and see what else we can find today in this artwork. As we stepped out, we found these beautiful sculptures made by Michael Grodz. These sculptures were actually created using a wire weaving technique which the inventor or the artist invented as a teenager. Each figure begins as a block of clay and a spool of wire. The clay is sculpted, this wire is reproduced in wax. Individual lengths of wire are woven and knotted stitch by stitch around the wax form. Finally, the wax is melted away, leaving a rigid figure, both light and strong. Since 2008, he incorporated LED lights into some of the work and has used brightly colored enamel wires in 2011. Every year, he exhibits in several retail shows around the US, and most pieces are priced at around $3,000 and up. Retail shows are often the best way to see the widest variety of available pieces, and you can also schedule if you want to have him a home visit so that he can customize a sculpture or mobile for your home. The next particular artist knew exactly what she needed to do for her work. At the age of 4, she understood that she needed to become an artist, and therefore her work right now seeks to interject her love of nature and her fascination with our ability to grow and change. Her works, whether in sculpture or in graphics, deal with a wide range of feelings and expressions of mood. Eglo shop. These are all the water fountains that you can see. আরেকটা অন্যতম জিনিস আমি তোমাদের দেখাবো, সেটা হচ্ছে ওয়াটার ফাউন্টেন্স। দেখো, these water fountains are so cool. Look at that one. And it's amazing. Egg se barkar egg art. Like everything is a beauty in itself. You cannot unsee one thing and see the other thing. You have to keep your eyes and ears open for each and every form of art in this particular street art. The journey to a fine art photography career took quite a few twists and turns for this particular photographer. With a high school dream of becoming a National Geographic photographer, he invested in his first 35mm camera in 1977. His goal is to create quiet moments in the midst of hectic days, and therefore his photography speaks the truth out of it. Since his photographs were with permission only, you can definitely check him out on his own page on Tom Clements. This particular artist combines contemporary notion with a classical quality through sculptures that communicate with the viewer on many different levels, ranging from quiet spirituality to delicate sensuality and dynamic motion. This particular piece is called Dialogue and is one of the most limited editions of his work. Watching all these art have made you hungry? I have the perfect solution for you. There is something magical about mosaic when it offers a details and holistic overview simultaneously. My next artist, Angie Heinrich, have been creating mosaics in Seattle, Washington for private collections and galleries and public spaces since 1998. And according to her, she finds it soothing because of the symmetries of sparkling glass tiles and beads that are often inspired by the rhythm and symmetry of Moroccan art and architecture. If you are interested in learning more about the color theory and mosaic art, go to her page, and she is currently giving mosaic classes in the Seattle area. My next artist, Erin M. Linton, also brings together her love for wildlife, passion for art, and taste for tea. Hence, her art evolves by recycling used tea bags in form of art. Her love for wildlife came out when she was 11 and she rescued an American robin and named him Navin and happily released him back into the wild after 3 months. She was hooked, and over the years she continued to roam in her private surroundings and take in orphan and injured birds. And therefore, part of her proceeds go directly to wildlife rehabilitation. Marcel Marias, founder and creative director of Luna Glow Designs, fabricates unique sculptural objects, performs interactive video projection, mapping on buildings and other physical objects, and offers custom solutions for activating spaces. And currently they just announced that they are participating in the Portland Winter Light Festival, which is on February 3 to 11, exhibiting kinetic color. Bellevue Arts Museum is one of the few museums that grew out of an art fair. It started by a handful of dedicated volunteers. The first fair was held in 1947 and eventually led to the founding of the museum in 1975. Now, after a series of transformation, it opened the doors to its first permanent home, designed by renowned architect and Washingtonian Stephen Hall in 2001. It is exclusively dedicated to art and craft and design since 2005. It has grown to be an important contributor to the region's cultural vibrancy and a leading institution in its field. The Bellevue Arts Museum Art Fair continues to be a core community program celebrating its 77th anniversary this year. As I walked out of the art fair, or was walking out of the art fair, I stumbled upon this particular piece of beauty, and this imaginary creator used it just paper and light to create the imagination on its own. তোমাদেরকে একটা জিনিস দেখাই, which is not actual picture, which is not actually মানে painted, but this is actually constructed imaginary things which is constructed from paper and light. So let's take it a look. দেখো কি অসাধারণ, মানে এটার যে একটা ভিউ. So this is amazingly done just with paper and light. This is electrical fire. আজকের ব্লগটা আমি এখানেই শেষ করব বেলভিউ আর্টস ফেস্টিভ্যাল থেকে। আর আজকের ব্লগটা যদি ভালো লেগে থাকে তাহলে প্লিজ 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 আমার চ্যানেলটাকে সাবস্ক্রাইব আর একটা লাইক আর শেয়ার করতে একদম ভুলবে না।